Welcome back, guys, to the top 16 of YCS Prague 2017. You with us, right?
I'm with
I'm,
you.
I'm just
I'm
like,
with
you seem to be...
I'm just chuckling because I used a correct German word and you didn't.
Oh, okay.
That was funny.
That is funny. That is indeed
Yeah.
funny. One day we're going to present an outtakes video. It's going to be 4 hours long, and it's going to be very entertaining.
Yeah, it's going to be longer than any live stream.
All right.
It's going to be mostly like Luke having a mental breakdown or something behind the scenes. Going, why isn't it working?
Yeah.
It's just 16 players remaining, obviously, in the top 16. We got Torres on the one side, who is... this is a Germany flag. Yes, it is a Germany flag. I think at one point, his name is obviously Spanish, but I know him. He's from Germany. Playing Trickstar. And he's going up against Callum Hinchcliffe from the UK, who's playing SPYRAL.
He's the last one.
Is he the last UK player standing?
Yeah. Yes.
Oh, okay.
So
Everything is on the line for the UK here.
Yeah, Callum. Luke was telling me he had some interesting preparation for this round.
Yeah, I don't want to spoil it all in the pre-match discussion.
Okay.
I will tell everyone. I have branded Callum the most prepared Yu-Gi-Oh player. He is the best tournament player.
Okay.
I've ever met.
We're gonna hear about that, but first we're gonna hear from the pros what they think about these decks and the matchup.
Of a rogue choice, but that's not necessarily a bad idea. With the dominance of SPYRAL and the prevalence of hand traps everywhere, they put themselves in a great position where they aren't always shut down by hand traps, and they have no weakness whatsoever to things like Ghost Reaper. So if both players are being shut down by hand traps, the Trickstar player is often in a better position because when they're not doing very much, they're still doing more than a SPYRAL player that's not doing very much. On the other side of that, they don't always have enough cards on just the Trickstars to fill out a deck, so they have to be playing slower things like Scapegoat, but if they can make those turn around into advantage with things like Borrowload Dragon, it can really crush you quickly. Now, the other thing they have going for them is that they can play Droll and Lockbird along with Reincarnation, and if they get that off and they lock you out with no hand, there's no way you're getting back into the game. Or they can play the incremental burn damage game, where they can capitalize on the popularity of Destrudo and other decks, where you only have to deal 4,000 damage, and with things like Licorice and Light Stage, that happens very quickly.
Okay, so when it comes to SPYRAL, the deck likes to set up really big fields, create like insane locks with Firewall Dragon, Trigate Wizard, Sleeper, and Utility Wire Trap. So really just lock your opponent out of the game and win in the first turn. The deck's weaknesses are really hand traps, and recently since new ban list came in, removing Quick Fix and Drone, bringing them down to 1, consistency has been affected a lot. So yeah, the main weakness is just hand traps, Ash Blossom, Cherries especially, that's just devastating. Gamma, pretty much every hand trap is just devastating in the matchup. The matchups really, like, SPYRAL can beat every deck, like if it goes first and does what it's supposed to do, and going second is really powerful because of SPYRAL Resort. Like, every card pretty much in this game targets, and being able to shut it off for the whole for the whole turn or the whole game is really, really powerful. Like the Pendulum Magician trap targets, ABC Buster Dragon targets, like all the best like monster traps they target. So yeah.
So one of the biggest topics this weekend probably will be the SPYRAL versus Trickstar match. The thing which decides this matchup a lot is like which version of SPYRAL is played the most. The going second build is being more consistent and having more non-engine cards playable risks to tend to lose to the Trickstar a lot, because if you let them start, they still have the insane advantage of having like Reincarnation set up, and that's the biggest topic. Agent being once per turn and being like the main combo extender now makes the deck a lot weaker to Reincarnation now. And as we know, the Trickstar deck plays a lot of hand traps, a lot of non-engine cards which are specifically dedicated to SPYRAL. So you have a hard time to establish your normal game plan. But on the other side, there's specific ways to play against Trickstar which you can utilize to get an advantage. I always compared the deck to being like Paleo, for example. You need to play the game a bit slower to win. Like, you can't really combo off. You can't expect to play through 13 hand traps on your first turn. But especially cards like Rescue, which perpetually get you resources, and SPYRAL Resort being also a card that just gets you a surge every turn. The biggest advantage SPYRAL has in this matchup that it now plays the Toughs and free agents, which are all monsters that have more attack points than Kandina. And the deck has a big troubles of clearing these monsters, especially if you can bring them back every turn. Use Big Red, you have Last Resort. You just have to get into another game plan away from your combo style, set up a big field. Of course, you can still do that, but it's not that likely that it will resolve. I definitely think the player who gets to start has an advantage here, even more if the SPYRAL player is choosing the going first build. But it's an interesting matchup, and I think people really need to test that matchup a lot, because those are the two decks I expect to see the most this weekend.
Well, thank you guys for filling us in. At this point, Thomas Rose is just the Yu-Gi-Oh! Shakespeare for me. He's got like the largest vocabulary out of all the Yu-Gi-Oh! Players in the room.
Really does.
Yeah, we've heard some fun stuff from him earlier already, but he's spot on. Like I don't want to take anything away from him. It's not like it just sounds fancy and what he says doesn't make any sense. It is very nice to hear from him. Yeah. So, all right, guys. I think we know something about these decks enough to go into the match.
Yep.
Anything else?
We're playing Spiral Reloaded, in case you wondered.
Okay. With that, let's take you to the top 16 feature match and let's get our game on. All right. Luke, you was telling us that Callum is like the best tournament player in the venue.
Yeah, absolutely. He's just so prepared for every single tournament that I've ever seen him at. It is amazing. He always arrives with plenty of food, plenty of water. He's always just got like enough, as if he's going on like a huge trek somewhere. He always comes with like a huge backpack that's full of stuff. So
he came up with even more stuff for this weekend.
Yeah. So like yesterday, he brought a pillow and he was sleeping between every round. So he simply played the round.
Where?
Went to sleep just in the middle of the hall.
Is that a fire hazard?
I don't know.
I have to take a couple of pages out of his playbook to be honest.
So he's been sleeping like every round, so that he's really fresh.
Rumor has it that this has happened among the coverage guys.
Yeah. So
Well, so the legend goes.
Yeah. And the second kind of shocking one for this event, he was wearing earplugs because he doesn't want his body to have to process any like sound around him.
Oh, so he was
that
like
requires
listening
energy.
to music or something. He
No,
was
just
like
earplugs.
blocking everything
Yeah,
out. Right,
no
right.
sound. No sound.
No
so
earbuds, but plugs.
Yeah,
plugs.
so
yeah.
you're talking about a Tai Chi master.
He is.
He actually just sat down for the feature match and
Yeah.
then started meditating.
Yeah, he was like
freaking his opponent out. Obviously,
That's a mind game, right?
Yeah, his opponent's like, "What's happening here? Why is this not a person? Why is he meditating?"
I was stood there and Raymond was like super happy talking to me, whatever, and Callum is just sat there back in his chair, just like eyes closed.
Is he listening to one of those like self-help CDs, like "You are a calm and powerful person"?
I don't know.
Or is he just beyond that level and he's just able to relax and get in the zone?
But Callum is amazing. He's a really friendly guy, and yeah, he's so good.
I did get a chance to speak to him a little bit yesterday. He seems nice enough. I wouldn't have guessed him for a meditate in the middle of a tournament room kind of guy, but hey, if it's working for him, he is in the top 16.
I didn't even know that was an archetype of Yu-Gi-Oh player.
Like, it's a new one I'm going to have to put on my chart of trying to understand, like, for market reasons,
Exactly.
like the player pyramid. And
How do we reach this
like-
core player group?
yeah, what does this player care about? What's important to him?
Yeah.
Maybe you
A
can
safe space somewhere in the venue.
Maybe spell a card that says take a 5-minute break. You're gonna have a 5-minute time extension after
Take a nap.
after the end of the match.
Yeah, I could release a Tai Chi deck or something, right?
Yeah, I mean we've had all sorts of stuff. I mean we had 6 samurai. We can have the 7 Tai Chi masters.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah.
It's
There you
that
go.
easy as that.
All right, there we go. That's next booster set sorted, mate. I'm
Finished.
I'm going on vacation now.
Yay!
It actually takes much longer than that, unfortunately.
All right. So Ray was allowed to go first. Callum won the die roll. We have to point that out. And he allowed Ray to go first. So did he know that Ray was playing Trickstar?
There's a possibility at this stage of the tournament when you start looking at
Yep.
the top cut, because
Yeah.
I don't think we published. We've shown the players' names up on the list when we got to the top 32, so I imagine a lot of the players would have went onto the stream and took screenshots to see what their potential lineups are.
Some do that.
Some like to do it old school and just sort of wing it, but
Yeah.
a lot of other players, now that the information is publicly available,
Yeah.
they're going to be checking that out.
And you do sit next to these guys when you're playing.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
you
As you
sit
get up
in
and grab your
bracket.
bag, you just see people like leaning over, like going, "Oh, what's going on here?"
But didn't Lorenzo explain to us in his breakdown of how the matchup goes that whoever goes first has an advantage?
Yes, he said the die roll is very important in this one because the reincarnation can take out all your one-offs. Interesting that Callum is choosing to Cosmic Cyclone the reincarnation that's already being used to prevent it from entering the graveyard. Oh, and we're going to get a Drone Lockbird combo.
Oh my god, really? That's fortunate for Ray.
Yeah.
And it is going to get the one-off sleeper.
But of course, Callum already has a few cards on the field,
Yeah, pretty
but
decent.
not everything. Let's just put it that way.
He said a terraforming.
Yeah.
Oh, that's... He may have been anticipating that, but he's been Drone Lockbirded here.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So he's saved the terraforming so that he can make a play this turn. When his opponent answers it, he can then terraforming and actually start a combo next turn. Losing the sleeper is pretty clutch, though.
Yeah. But he absolutely knew that he was defending against Drone Lockbird combo there.
It's interesting. So he made the most of his options, but at
Yeah.
the same time, it still hurts.
Yeah.
It still stings quite a bit.
Yeah, no, I think he played his hand in such a way where if he didn't have the Drone Lockbird combo, it was completely unimpeded. He continued as he would have done anyway, but still defending against it as much as possible.
Yep.
By setting the terraform.
And if the app is to be believed, Ray is actually holding on to a second Rolling Lockbird in his hand.
Yeah, which isn't that great.
Yeah. But if next turn,
Yeah, next
there's
turn,
gonna be some
terraforming
searches
Yeah,
for
Lockbird.
Callum, then a second one might not be terrible.
Yeah. So Borrowload Dragon.
He's asking, are you using the effect?
Yeah, I think he's going to try Ghost Ogre, but that just doesn't work against Borrowload Dragon.
And take 1,600, and you'll take 200 more,
200 more.
from
Yeah.
drawing a card.
For the pleasure.
I would be super surprised if Ray didn't know what the ideal play was. He's been a very active forum user in Germany.
Wow.
There's a Maxi.
That's so bad.
And yeah, he's been a very active forum user, is what I was saying, and very helpful. Like he was one of these guys that move up the ranks easily, like become a moderator and so on and so on. And because whenever he posted, it was something that would like give the person that was asking some additional information and answering the question. So that tells us two things about him: he's got time, and he's helpful. So would be surprised if he doesn't know how to make the most of this deck. And he's been in the tops before. I'm like 90% certain. Do we actually have the win ratios of these guys?
Yes, let's have a look.
That could help us figure out where he did well before. Torres, Mr. Torres. T-O-R-R-E-S. Yep.
Trickstar Light Stage works from damage from Trickstars on both sides of the field, right?
Sorry.
We can look at Trickstar Light Stage here.
Yep.
So just before that effect, Callum's got a 69% win ratio over 14 tournaments, and Raymond has a 62% over 4 tournaments.
So, yeah, gives the edge to Callum.
Yeah.
Yeah, but did he advance to the top 32 of one of the larger events? He played at the national championship in Austria.
Yeah, it's 17th in Austria, so top 32 if they had a top 32.
Did play in the last YCS in Prague, but that didn't go very well.
No.
And also in Bochum, it also didn't go that well. So maybe even earlier. Or maybe it was at the German national championship. I don't know.
It could have been
like
this year's, though.
Yeah, this year's.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, sorry, Matt, you were asking and figured out.
Yeah, I was trying to wonder if his opponent's Trickstar Light Stage was increasing the light burn damage coming from Callum, but it doesn't because it says Trickstar monster you control, so it was a non-factor.
Okay.
All right. So all of this looking pretty good for Callum with that borrow load. But Ray has a couple of cards and a couple of options, of course. And I mean, he did resolve the combo, the big combo that we currently have in the format. So it would be weird if he's getting stomped here. How do you play around borrow load?
Borrow load can't be targeted by monster effects, and it can shrink your attack in the damage step as well. It's extremely difficult monster to handle. You generally use spell or trap removal or a kaiju to get rid of it, but those cards are not being played by Raymond. So Raymond's got to be looking to put together a combo to get over it. Just trying to think of where he could go. He's got Cantina, and we're going to see Ash Blossom. Ash Blossom going to take out the terraforming.
This borrow load is putting so much work in.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's certainly presenting a problem.
Single-handedly keeping Callum in this game. Like, I think almost any other Link monster wouldn't be able to put in that much work.
Not against... well, anything with high attack is generally pretty difficult for Trickstar, as we learned from your heroes earlier. But Borreload specifically is particularly nasty because of its self-protection and how difficult it is to even try and trump it in battle. And it just steals your cards for good measure.
Yeah.
All right, so how does Ray get rid of it?
What is his outs here?
Yeah.
I think Eater of Millions.
Yep.
I
got
think it's a
3
short
of those.
list.
Raigeki.
Yeah, Regeki. That's basically it. Or Strike.
He added a Dark Hole to his deck.
Oh, yeah, Dark Hole, yeah, I
Like
didn't see
last
that.
minute edition, and he got rid of Solemn Warning for it. In that situation, it would be better.
Yeah.
I mean, if he were to draw it.
Yeah,
obviously.
Eater of Millions also has to get over... Like, he has to play 2 Pot of Desires and Eater of Millions to get over it with Eater of Millions, so... Because he can't
You cannot use
steal
the
it.
effect at
Yeah.
the beginning of the damage. Oh, okay.
So well, oh, no, it just can't be targeted. Sorry, no, he probably can. Eater of Millions
because,
doesn't target, yeah.
all of these effects that say the card this monster battles, they are not targeting normally.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so yeah, Monster Reincarnation... Trickstar Reincarnation being used against Callum, then a Drawn Lockbird being played immediately. However, what was banished from Callum's hand was a Ciphering Gamma, which was not live for Callum. So Callum, I didn't see what he's drawn yet.
Callum is playing Pseudospace.
Oh, he gets to reuse his Resort.
Oh, that's nice.
Copies the effect of a field spell.
Yeah. Sorry, I looked confused. I know exactly what Pseudospace is. I played it in a chicken game deck. But, like...
You're a bad man, and you should feel bad.
Yeah, I know. I should feel bad.
This would have been the secret tech that Umut Seren would have played this weekend.
Yeah.
He told me this. He said if you try to one-up other people... he said it wasn't secret tech anymore because somebody in San Diego did the same thing. But he also came up with it prior to San Diego and said you just want to have one more field spell because it's that important.
Yeah.
And Pseudospace would have been his card of choice to ensure that he gets more use out of it.
Yeah, Pseudospace is really good.
Drawn Lockbird and Scapegoat. Scapegoat very, very big.
Yeah, Scapegoat
It's going to allow
buying him time.
Raymond to... He could even just take... as long as he
the
doesn't
attack.
take lethal, he can go Scapegoats into his own Borreload Dragon, take his opponent's Borreload Dragon, attack Callum. That's particularly nasty. And he can get away with that just setting one monster in defense mode, essentially, as well. But we do know the Pseudospace is going to come down. But there's Ghost Ogre and Snow Rabbit, Max C, and Drawn Lockbird, the trifecta of hand traps in Raymond's hand to stop Callum putting anything together. And
Trifecta of hand cards.
then Raymond tries to set up his own ball load, I guess.
It's like the 3 god hand cards.
Of this format, yeah, if you've got... There you go. He's going to just try and get through to the... Oh, he drawn the driver. Okay. I had to go wrong at some point for Callum.
Well,
it might have been when the Drawn Lockbird thing happened, so a lot's been going wrong
I
for
actually
him.
think it's been going wrong for a while, but this borrow load's been keeping him into it.
It's like massive understatement.
Yeah.
Has he already played Resort?
I thought earlier that, we don't have it in the graveyard here. According to our app, we can bring that up for you guys.
Gave him a hand trap, didn't he? That set card.
Scapegoat.
And
Callum might be...
yeah, I thought for a second, is he gonna straight up pack up his cards here? But no, he's not.
Yeah, Duel Links tokens.
And Lilybell, yeah, I think that's going to be enough, because he just makes Borreload Dragon, Lilybell, get back Lycris. Borreload, take your Borreload, Borreload your face, Lilybell, bring back Lycris. Lycris gets the attack in, Lilybell comes back down, attacks again, and then you take additional damage from the fill spell and any drawing if you've got any life points left. So,
At what point do you think that Raymond's going to put the mask on, ready for Borreload to attack?
the mask?
Oh, come on.
Oh, you mean the sunshade?
The sunshade, yeah.
The sunglasses, sorry. Why was I struggling with that word?
Any minute now.
Or maybe we see something else. I cannot imagine. But after yesterday, I wouldn't be surprised anymore, to be honest. When we saw Max van Navelsel.
Oh, maybe he's not playing Borlo Dragon
Oh, my.
in Raymond's deck.
That's something we haven't even considered yet.
He's not.
Oh, okay, so
not.
the line of play I said.
He is playing Topological Bomber Dragon, though.
Oh, Topological Bomber Dragon. I like that card. I
Yeah.
really like that card.
There is an Eater of Millions.
Oh, he
now.
actually managed to set up a Link Summon where he was connected to a World Chalice monster with
Draw a card.
Ningrisu and drew the card.
Ningirsu, is that going to
Ningirsu.
be able to take out the Borrowload?
Yeah, it's
Or does it target?
non-targeting.
Ah, then yes. Yeah, we saw that just now.
There was Eater of Millions drawn as well.
It says once per turn you can send one card from each player's field to the graveyards. There is
Yeah.
no targeting in there.
No, which is good.
And if it's sent from the field to the graveyard itself, you can special summon one World Chalice. So this is a bit like, what was the name of that Exceed monster that destroyed one Beast Warrior, which was always itself?
Diamond Direwolf.
Diamond Direwolf. Thank you so much. It's a bit like that.
Yeah, a little bit.
A little bit. A little bit better.
I see it, I guess more like Scrap Dragon.
Except you can, like Scrap Dragon, because he just uses Field Spell
Yeah.
to gobble that up. Eater of Millions.
So all of that is looking really, really good for Ray Torres, who did, in all fairness to Callum, did get the Trickstar combo going very early on with Troll and Lockbird. And Callum was trying to play around that as much as possible. But yeah. Looks really good for the German. 1,500 LP remaining for Callum. And we're
And
gonna
that's
see
going to
a-
get taken out by Lilybell,
Yep.
Lycoris.
nothing too surprising here. He has the extra damage that he needed. Does that again? Yeah, that is it. 1-0 for Ray Torres, who is on his way to the top 8.
Getting the drawn Lockbird combo off.
Yeah,
Oh,
well, let's say halfway there.
that was rough for Callum.
Yeah, I think he got a pretty rough hand, to be fair.
Yeah. Okay, so now it's going to be time to side deck.
Yep.
What do we see here? We had an interesting
Very
card
interesting.
scene on Ray's side.
Yep. Clashing Souls.
Clashing Souls is a very, very interesting card we've not seen this weekend
Let's
so far.
see if we can bring it up on the screen.
I don't believe we'll be able to unless it's drawn. While you're currently checking that out, let's take a look at Callum's deck. Interesting, there's not tons of choices here. Artifact Sanctum, Artifact Scythe, not so effective against Trickstar. I guess it makes their Scapegoat less good, but that seems kind of weak. Magical Spring, no, that's not going to do it. Spiral Gear fully armed. Fully armed makes your guys even any of your Spiral monsters. Is it just Spiral Super Agents fully armed? Or Spiral Monster? Anyway, it makes your monster gigantic and takes out tons of multiple cards. So that's a possibility. Regeki Dark Hole, yeah, it can clear up the field, but if he's likely to go first this game, that might not be a factor.
Here's Clashing Souls.
Ah, Clashing Souls, there it is.
Yeah, so you can see it now, guys. You were already running through half of it, right?
No,
No, we were looking it up. Okay. You want to finish what you were doing?
Mind Crush, possibly. It depends on if Callum elects to go first or second. The rest of the side deck doesn't really look like there's a ton going on.
All right. Well, Clashing Souls is a quick play spell card. And during damage calculation, if your attack position monster battles an opponent's attack position monster with higher attack, the controller of the battling monster with lower attack can pay 500 LP for that monster to gain 500 attack. During damage calculation only. Then keep repeating this effect until a player chooses not to pay LP. Neither player takes any battle damage from that battle. Also, after damage calculation, if any player's monster would be destroyed by that battle, send all cards that player controls to the graveyard instead. So, interestingly enough, it's one of those cards that usually is only really good in a sneak peek, to be honest, because it can act like as a pseudo removal.
Yeah, there wasn't
And-
even a sneak peek for this card.
Yeah, in that particular case, yeah. But it's good in this match because of the way that the Trickstar deck tends to burn through the opponent's LP, right?
Yeah.
So basically your monsters are always going to be smaller than your opponent's monsters. This is the biggest weakness of the deck that's been identified by the players. And then you keep sniping their life points so they can't outpay you, and then you clear their entire field with the attack.
Yeah.
So very interesting concept. I wonder if it's paid off for him during this tournament.
Yeah. Or if it's one of those cards that was really good theory and then he's not played it once.
Yeah, it does happen when you look at someone's deck and someone's like running around frantically trying to trade. Oh yeah, I need to copy this list. I need this card. I need this card. And then you ask the guy and go, "How was this card for you?" He goes, "I didn't even play it." this week."
Yeah.
All right, so Ray allows, or Callum chooses to go first.
Oh, Callum's got an uninterrupted turn as well there. And there's just an evenly matched for Raymond. So it depends how Callum chooses to play around that.
He almost doesn't even mind that.
He has a Mind Crush. Callum has a Mind Crush for the evenly matched as well, so he can do a full setup if he so chooses.
So Jesus, yeah. He can. So in other terms, he can go crazy, and the only way that your opponent can usually stop you from going
You see
crazy.
Callum's face on the reaction cam like, I wonder what we have here. Oh my god. Is this your card?
Doesn't look like he likes those odds. Well, did we see what 3 cards he picked up? He's
No,
holding them
we
way
said.
too far to the back, so we don't see it.
Trickstar Lilybell's there. I didn't see what he did.
No. Okay. All right. But yeah, he was like, whoa.
That was phenomenal.
That was so strange. Honestly.
Yeah, we don't always get a big reaction. This was pretty expressive.
No, interesting. There's also set rotation as well for Callum. Does Callum play Gateway to Chaos or any of these kind of weird field spells? I'm looking at his list. My bad. No, he doesn't play any of the completely dead ones. So I suppose he can give his opponent pseudo space, which does nothing to guarantee he gets another resort. But after going through one resort and his master plan, he's certainly going to see enough of his resorts that he may not need the set rotation on top of that.
Yeah, but if he can set rotation, give his opponent pseudo space.
His opponent can activate it and play his own field spell, so it doesn't.
Oh yeah, okay, it's only activation stuff. So he's playing nothing to like block that.
No, he's just
field
probably
spot?
playing it for the sake of I want to have
Always see it, yeah.
more spiral resorts.
Yeah.
It's kind of it feels like terrible deck building if you're now putting in Gateway to Chaos with your one set rotation, because you've just got just as much of a chance of drawing your set rotation.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this must feel terrible for Ray. I mean, he has to watch all of this unfolding. It's like, okay, I got one way to come back. It is called evenly matched, and then there might be. Obviously, he's not going to set anything. I mean, after that, he can set something like Scapegoat, and maybe see another turn. But that's like his best case scenario.
It's going to be a little bit difficult for him because look, you see him now getting happy. Like he's like,
he can't Mind Crush.
oh, he's got no cards in hand.
Nope.
No, what has he done? What has he done, Luke?
That is a complete misplay.
Oh wait, he's got Spiral Rescue. If he flips that in the draw step, no, he just shuffled back the drone as well. No, Callum.
Okay.
He said he was so prepared.
I'm so glad there's no reaction cam from my face.
And you can see how Raymond is just like super happy with that setup.
Yeah, suddenly he's got a smirk on his face.
There's no way that Callum would forget this.
What did we miss? We did.
He's still got a graveyard, so if his opponent goes
Battle
enter battle phase, you then flip up the rescue, add back a super agent.
You absolutely have to. But that's
Go on.
That's fair.
I've got no hand. It resolves.
I simply allow it.
It's not how this works. Normally it's I got no response.
Okay, drawn Lockbird and Ghost Ogre and Snow Rabbit. Not so effective after a setup is gone. If he says enter battle phase, Callum has to go, as you end your main phase, I'm going to use Rescue to add this card back.
Yeah.
And then he Mind Crushes him. Oh, he's also using set rotation, which shuts down evenly matched, because in the battle phase, Raymond now controls the card, so he can't activate from his hand.
Bam.
So that's how he doesn't get caught, and he doesn't need to use his Mind Crush.
My God.
But he
That
can't
is super
activate
clever.
the Mind Crush as well, because remember, this is how set rotation was being used to outplay it originally.
So, we haven't seen that all weekend. I was completely forgotten about that option, obviously.
I was more focused on the fact that he switched off his Mind Crush. Than
Yeah, I
thinking,
think
Yeah.
we were
set
so
rotation.
focused on
in
the Mind
moment,
Crush.
yeah,
But yeah, he can just simply set rotation.
completely
And now-
out mind gambled us.
And now Raymond's just kind of like,
This is bad.
yeah,
This is really, really bad.
what do? Because that sleeper is so good. It's going to be able to destroy so much stuff.
Yeah, like if he sets the Scapegoat, and yeah, Sleeper clears both of those cards.
Yeah, completely unimpeded. Yeah, do you know, I don't think there was a possible way, even if it was the Mind Crush, because Callum would have flipped it over, then the judges would have told him, you can't do that, then he would have realised.
Yep,
So,
going to use
yeah.
Rescue. And Rescue gets back Super Agent.
Yeah, going to rescue the Super Agent with the helicopter, as depicted on the artwork.
But that's not the artwork.
It is?
No, it's not. It's Quick Fix being dragged off into the shadows.
No, look at Super Agent. Super Agent gets rescued on a helicopter. Look at Super Agent.
Are we looking at the same card?
Yeah, Super Agent.
Yeah, he's there, but where's the
no,
helicopter?
the card Super Agent.
Oh, the card Super Agent. Right, sorry. I thought you were talking about Spiral Mission Rescue, which we have on the screen right now.
He's been rescued with a helicopter.
Or he's being deployed.
One or the other. Same Z's.
Maybe he shows up, maybe he doesn't. Maybe it depends on the intel he had. You don't know.
Yeah, yeah.
So many options. So many options how this can be interpreted. I'm sure there's soon going to be like an art course for.
Jerome is probably
Just-
sat at home
just
just
ask-
like, you're all wrong.
Just ask Jerome. Like,
Yeah.
if you ever want to know the history of a card or any of the most obscure things about Yu-Gi-Oh, this is the guy.
Dunk. That's a lot of damage.
Oof! What a comeback from Callum Hinchcliffe. We really thought Ray might be able to turn this around.
Yeah.
After Ray
it's-
seeing his,
That's it.
oh, he's all in,
Yeah.
and I've got the evenly matched.
Yep.
And set rotation, a card that you would not be expecting after the November Forbidden Unlimited list.
Mhm. So evenly matched basically gets countered by a set rotation, and that
That's
in
like
the
the good
end-
old days, or last month.
Last month.
Good
yeah.
old days, yeah. So it feels like such a long time ago.
Time has gone past.
I've just found out that we are actually the last table.
It's all right, we started a little bit later too, so we still have some time to go for this game 3.
Yep.
All right.
There's still 15 minutes left.
So what are they going to do now? We've seen some side deck tech with Ray siding into those evenly matched, and they would have really worked for him. Is he going to just take them out and go first now?
Possibly.
Callum is probably going to side expecting to go second.
Mhm.
It would be very bizarre for a Trickstar deck to let you go first in the Spiral matchup.
Yeah.
So I think Callum's going to be siding out his Mind Crushers for game 3. He could get mind gamed completely by Raymond, but I feel like Raymond, if he gives away first turn to a Spiral deck, that's just going to be really hard for him.
Yeah, we had that earlier in one of the interviews where actually Raphael just now said that. He said, I thought about mind gaming, but even with the mind game and everything, it seems like the deck is just better if it goes second.
Yeah.
So, and for Trickstar, it's probably the other way around. Even with mind gaming and everything,
Yeah.
the
It's still
deck
better if
is
it goes first. Yeah.
better.
Especially, he's playing Thunder King Ryo.
Yeah,
That would be super weird to see that. That would be like an Edo Marcus kind of throwback.
Yeah.
If he just like went, Thunder King, pass. Oh, I can't play the game now. Whoops.
yeah, was a nice game. Yeah.
Oh, you just have to ram your agent straight into the Thunder King, or you go Spiral Agent tough, guess correctly, continue.
Yeah.
Like, yep. So where were we? Sorry about that minor inconvenience of Thunder King Ryo. Callum is sliding in the dark holes in that, so it does look like he's planning to go second. I didn't see which trap card he just took out of his deck then. That's a Mind Crush on top.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe he's. Do you know what? Maybe he just.
He's next level. He intends to do both.
Yeah. He's going to go both first
He
and
can,
second.
he can play it both ways.
Maybe he just thinks that Mind Crush is so powerful in this matchup, which, to be honest, it kind of is. If you manage to hit Lycoris with Mind Crush, that's pretty strong. Because you always got to reveal it before its effect resolves anyway, so it's not like it's
So
a guess.
If you always have a target, and then of course there are other cards like search cards and so on.
Yeah.
Like,
I guess having more cards to set before you play your search card is. Well, actually, no. You don't want to set have an empty hand at the time you play Mind Crush.
I feel like Mind Crush is a card that has there's a big misunderstanding going on. When that card was released, it had a very different purpose. It was really like if you can guess what your opponent had, which the artwork also kind of depicts. And it's not like that anymore. Like when the card originally was released, it was always like, can you read the mind of your opponent? And it's not like that anymore because there's so much searching going on.
The game was in a very different place back when Mind Crush was really overwhelming as well. Like, as we were saying earlier, like just being down one card was bad. Being down 2 or more was really, really bad. And you were playing it with Trap Dust Sheet. So you got the information, took away one of your opponent's cards, then you Mind Crush. And if you had any duplicates in your hand, that was basically the game over right then and there. And that's when Mind Crush sort of came into huge popularity, was because Trap Dust Sheet was giving you the information, so you didn't have to guess. But
Okay, Raymond is going first. Callum's got a pretty good setup here. He's got Twin Twisters and Darkle, so he can just clear the board out and then start doing whatever. Honestly, that's the way that I see it.
It sounds like
it doesn't really matter what Raymond's going to do here.
oh, there's free licorice in. Oh, that's super interesting. Raymond can chain all of those licorices to that one Candino, right?
Indeed.
And then he can reincarnation and shoot his opponent for
A lot. It's
a
like,
ton.
Yeah, it's like no, it's more than that. It's something like 5,000 damage.
So at that
roughly.
point, you have to chain the Twin Twisters
Yeah.
to take out the light stage to just half the damage you're taking.
Yeah.
that's a good opening.
I don't know. I think it's like step if. Okay. Yep. Okay. This is Ugh. I think step one
I
is
have
just
3 of a
Darkle.
kind.
I think step one is Darkle. If he doesn't,
He's not gonna get a
reincarnation
chance to, 'cause
instantly.
You're going to draw up to 6, and then if you reincarnation, that's how much damage? That's 200 for each card, so it's 1,200, 2,400 per licorice.
Yeah.
So that's like 7-2, just, and there's a scapegoat down as well. So
Another 800 that he needs to find somewhere in there. Doesn't sound. but
yeah,
at
and
the moment,
well,
he
there's
can-
the 800 when he just draws the card for a turn.
Yeah.
if he
No, it's more than 800.
Yeah, so it's 400, 800, 1200. So reincarnation for game
so
or attempt to. Anyway.
the life points of Callum are just all over the place. They went up and down and up and down. So currently at 6-8, but a second ago he was down to 1,200.
He's questioning his opponent. Am I able to enter main phase 1?
But I mean, if he starts with Twin Twisters, Scapegoat cannot be activated because he doesn't have 4 slots. And
Yeah, so if he flips up reincarnation, Twin Twisters, takes out the light stage and the scapegoat,
Yeah.
he reduces his damage by half, and then has how many cards would he get to play with? 4 cards off the top of the deck to play with.
This is just terrifying.
Absolutely.
He's running the math because that's going to kill him if he doesn't do anything. Sorry, it's going to reduce his life points to 0.
It
There is
will
no violence here.
swiftly reduce his life
No,
points to 0.
this is a very aggressive move, okay?
Yeah, it's what is it?
Callum's
1,200 per one, right?
Yeah. To be honest, this is one of those situations where I would say to my opponent, how much damage is this going to be? Because
Yeah.
it's up to them to let you know what their moves would do. Not that they ever asked that in the anime, but yes.
You've got a Twin Twisters here, right?
Yeah, there's no question. You just lose otherwise. You just have to Twin Twisters.
Yeah, am I doing the math right? Or, like, I'll second guess myself. It's 200 per card, and then you've got the light stage that increases it by
It is 200 per card.
It's 400 per card.
400 per card, and it's
Per
6,
Licorice.
so it's 6
So
cards.
it's 1,200 per card. So it'd be 1,200 times 6.
He doesn't Twin Twister.
He does not.
But he just
So he
loses.
just lost the game. Well, why would you not Twin Twister?
I don't get it. No, there must be something.
There is no Twin Twister in the graveyard, and there is no Twin Twister anywhere else to be seen here. It's banished.
Unless I've done the math horribly wrong there.
No, it's like 1,200 per card. Is it not?
There's 200 per Licorice.
Then 200 per Licorice
Was it
extra
per-
for
yeah.
the light stage.
So it's 200 per card,
Yeah.
and then so
Another
there's 6
200.
cards in hand.
Yeah.
And then you've got the light stage, which is adds 200 to each of those pings.
1,000.
Yes, light stage only triggers once per Licorice.
Ah, does it?
Yes.
There you go.
That's what it is. So
Okay.
yeah, we are just working that out completely wrong. So
Each time a Trickster monster you control inflicts battle or effect damage to your opponent, inflict
Yeah.
200.
yeah, so it's 1,400 times 3.
Yeah.
I was
Right.
working that out completely wrong.
Okay.
Well, yeah, that makes all the difference. So
Yeah, so
that
it's only
combo completely
4,200.
sucked. Yeah, completely sucked, that combo. Only took like 5,000 life points. Yeah, he should go home and learn to play. Like,
And he's bricked.
Yeah,
Like,
now he's got nothing.
Nothing. Yeah, all of a sudden he got 6 fresh cards and he's got nothing.
That Ash Blossom would have been super nice to stop the
No,
reincarnation.
don't give your opponent time. Callum, do something. You're the only UK guy remaining in this tournament.
I think the word you're looking for is was in this situation.
What a start by Raymond Torres. Like, we did not see anything that was, it didn't look like super explosive. First we're like, oh, it doesn't have this combo, it doesn't have this combo. He just goes for burn.
Yeah.
He just goes to plan C, basically. And he's now
do you
got
just pass? Like, like if I was Raymond here, like, I don't know.
No, of course you attack into it. Spiral setting cards, what are they setting? There's absolutely nothing your guy doesn't run over.
There's a Mind Crush for Candina, obviously. He just needs to make his opponent draw a few cards.
Attack. Yeah, freeze your spell trap. Attack, attack, attack.
Nope. No attacks here.
Oh,
He's a
if he
pacifist.
If he starts link something.
He's a pacifist and only deals 5,000 damage by burning through. So it's terraforming and of course it's getting counted. Sounds like a good idea. So much damage. I mean, obviously that's not something that happens very often. That you end up with 3 Licorice on the field.
He's link summoning.
He's got reincarnation in the graveyard.
Does he? Oh yeah, okay, yeah, he's got one from last turn.
Yep, 16, reincarnation, 16. Oh, it's the extra 200 as well, 18.
Yeah.
So, but why didn't Callum chain?
But yeah, it wouldn't have mattered.
Even if he had used the Twin Twister and reduced his damage, he wouldn't have drawn enough cards, and the cards he drew were unplayable.
Yeah.
But he didn't know that at the time.
That was so unlucky.
What a flawless execution. And normally, I mean, like the way he played, but this feels like a real execution. Like, Ray was like, yeah, I get your head, just give me a second.
Namaste, Callum.
Ray Torres just burns through the entire LP by Callum Hinchcliffe. Wow, let's talk about that in our post-match discussion. Whew, that was rough. That was rough.
Was really rough.
If I was rooting for the UK, I would feel really bad right now. But fortunately, the German guy won.
Huh. I see what you did there.
Right.
Yeah, in the spirit of remaining impartial, that was a shame for Callum. Best of luck for our German representative going forward.
They don't need to be impartial. We're commentators. We're not judges. The judges are the ones.
I feel
that
like
need to
I
be
am
impartial.
supposed to be impartial.
Well, maybe because you're Konami employee.
Yeah, that's
So,
probably
yeah,
it.
shouldn't have any favors.
I wanted Callum to win.
There we go.
All right, so at least we
He
have some bias.
He
level
just
bias on
ruined
the
it
test. It's
all.
fine,
Yeah,
it's
he
fine.
just. Luke, so much for that promotion. All right. Ray Torres in the top 16. German guy playing Trickstar. We didn't see that much Trickstar anymore in the last few feature matches, and he was really showing us the different aspects that come into play when this deck is being brought to the table.
Yeah.
He did make the most of it. Absolutely. Like, he showed us turns we haven't seen before this weekend, and in the end, that was enough to make the difference.
Yep.
First game, a bit hard for Callum, of course. We see the Droll and Lockbird combo by Trickstar.
Twice.
Normally, yeah. Normally when that happens, you feel quite bummed out. It's very hard to take that. We have to give Callum credit, though, because he tried to play around it as much as possible.
Yeah.
He did what he could. He set all of his cards that he could set that made sense setting. And that's why he ended up with Borreload on the field. And that bought him a lot of time.
Oh, yeah.
But time
that was
only
just
gets you so
unlucky.
far.
That was so unlucky.
Yeah.
He drew like 3 turns of nothing.
Yeah. Second game, we have an uninterrupted start from Callum. So there was nothing that Ray could do, no hand traps, no nothing, to stop him from just assembling this big spiral field, what SPYRAL does best, obviously. Ray, however, had a smirk on his face because he's holding on to evenly matched. So looks like he's going to come back in spectacular fashion. And then,
Bam,
yeah, exactly. Callum has a Mind Crush. We think, oh my god, he's just got to counter this with Mind Crush. Sets everything. We're like, what is he doing? And then he just flips set rotation. We're like, oh yes, you can activate that.
That stops evenly matched too.
Yep.
Yes. So that was that. And then suddenly it's 1-1. And the last game we just saw, that was very, very short. 3 copies of Licorice being sent to the special summon to the
Cadena,
field.
3 Licorice, and 1 Reincarnation, and a light stage, please.
This was almost like gold fishing. You
Yeah,
know, when
yeah.
you
It's
do
like-
your play testing and you're just like playing against an opponent that doesn't do anything, this is how that felt.
That hand was
pretty close to
absolutely
God
ridiculous.
hand of Trickstars.
If your opponent has nothing. Like, just stop it. Just stop it from resolving.
Yeah, there's not a lot that stops that.
Guys, we would love to talk a little bit more about that, but it has been the last match in the top 16. That means the top 8 are already warming up, getting ready for the next round. So we're going to take a very short break, and then we're going to be back with the top 8 of YCS Prague.